Hey, what's going on, guys? Pete here with MixBetterNow.com. I'm super excited to be at the PreSonus booth here at Summer NAMM 2017. I'm here with Rick Naqvi of PreSonus, and how you doing, Rick?
Great, man.
We're super pumped to be here, and we're just checking out some of the new gear here at NAMM. We're just going to kind of do a quick little overview of some of the stuff here. So, first thing that I'm pretty excited about that Winter NAMM, I know, is this new. Actually, why don't we start with the 16?
Yeah, sure.
You were telling me some of the features on that.
Yeah, so this is it looks kind of familiar, but this is actually the new version of the 1602. So the 1602 has been one of our best-selling small digital consoles, and now we have updated it with USB instead of FireWire, and we've also updated the converters. So it's got brand new A to D converters upgraded, and then we've also upgraded it with USB. And of course, it ships with Studio One Artist. You're able to record straight to your computer with it, and you can track 18 inputs simultaneously. You also have playback streams from the computer coming back, so you can, basically bring tracks back in. It's got 4 aux sends. It's got 2 effects processors built in, and it's going to be shipping in about 30 to 45 days or so. Then, of course, we're showing the new Series 3 consoles, which as of actually just a few weeks ago, we now have all 3 models shipping worldwide. So we have the Studio Live 16, which is this, and there's also a Studio Live 24, which is not in the booth, but it is available now. And then, of course, the big boy is the Studio Live 32. And so, one of the things that really makes the Studio Live, the new platform, kind of cool is the fact that we really try to listen to customers and find out what are some of the things with the previous generation that they loved, what are some of the things that they wanted. And so, one thing that we wanted to maintain with this is to have, a 32-channel console should have 33 faders, So you have a fader per channel. And then also, we also thought that it should have scribble strips so that you can always see what you're doing at all times. So all of the models have scribble strips as well as moving faders. These are not just moving faders, they're actually touch-sensitive moving faders. And why is that important? Well, one thing is that if you have 2 channels that are linked and you grab them, they're not going to fight you like some faders do. Also, later in the year, we're going to be releasing DAW control. So what that means is you hit this DAW button, and it'll go from being a digital mixer to being a controller for Studio One and also all of the other DAWs. So we're going to be supporting Pro Tools, Logic, Cubase, and all of the other ones as well. And so now, why is that important? Well, with a regular, non-touch sensitive moving fader, you basically have to, the fader doesn't start writing automation until you actually move it. With these faders, the second you touch it, it engages automation. So you can write automation very easily with it as a control surface. So we're really excited about that coming later in the year. But some of the things that we've done with the new platform, real quick, that I'll talk about that I think are really unique. One thing is that with our team in Hamburg, we've modeled some of the most vintage and most desired analog processors. So on any channel, I can choose between the standard EQ as well as a passive tube EQ, and then, of course, a British Neve style. And then same thing on the compressor. You can choose between, this is an 1176 model, and then here's an LA2A, and then here's the standard Studio Live compressor, which is going to be very non-colored and very transparent. Some of the other cool things that the new consoles feature is the ability to record not just a stereo track, but every single input as a broadcast wave file straight to an SD card. So I can pop in an SD card and record 34 channels of audio. So on a 32 gigabyte SD card, you can get about 1 hour and 45 minutes of recording. And you can also decide what channels you want to record. So this is great. Sometimes, you may just want to record a quick idea and you don't want to have to boot up the computer and do all that stuff. Just pop in an SD card, hit record, and you can be multi-tracking. Now, here's the really cool thing. If you are a Studio One user, is that when I record to the SD card, it doesn't just record the broadcast wave files, it also records a capture session. And I can open it up in Studio One and I have all of my EQs available and basically fader position and all of that. So that's sort of the integration that we're able to do with the software. But of course, remember, this console doesn't just work with Studio One. Of course, you can use it as an interface for any DAW. And so, but you know, it just works really cool with Studio One if you happen to be a Studio One user. And you also get a free copy of Studio One Professional with the 32 channel model. So you get Studio One Pro when you buy it. Okay, so we're showing the brand new Quantum Thunderbolt interface. And a couple things about the Quantum. First of all, it has 26 simultaneous inputs, and it supports sample rates up to 192K. All of your preamps, which you have 8 preamps on board, are digitally controlled analog Class A mic pre's. Okay, so I can basically go to the front panel and adjust my preamps like this. I can also control them from this app, which is the universal control. So I can just grab a knob here and basically control it. And the third way I can control it, if I'm using Studio One, the control for these preamps shows up directly on your channel strips in Studio One. And the other cool thing about that is that when you close your song, it saves your Quantum settings to that song. So you're cutting a guitar track for somebody, and a year later they want to come back and recut it. All of your settings are going to be stored within your Studio One song. You don't have to guess, oh, where was my gain set, and did I have phantom power on or off, or anything like that. Now, the other thing that makes Quantum really cool is the fact that we have 2 Thunderbolt jacks on the back. So that means I can basically chain multiple Quantums together. With 4 Quantums, I can do 32 channels at 192K. I can do 64 channels at 96K, and I can do about 96, actually it's over 100 channels at 44 or 48. So it's really expandable. You can expand it using a ADAT light pipe with just 1 Quantum. So we make this product called the Digimax DP88, which is just ADAT light pipe to analog A to D, D to A converter. And so I can add 2 of these to 1 Quantum to give me 24 channels, and then I can do 4 Quantums. So it's very, very expandable, and it's $9.99. It's also shipping worldwide now.
So just one more thing I wanted to kind of touch on is as the guys have been saying, I've been using Studio One now as being a former Pro Tools user, and now I'm really using a lot of Studio One and stuff like that. And I would just like to say how excited I am at all the different integration that you have going on, from the desk to the interface to the DAW to the new fader port. You got the monitors here, and for me, for my bang for the buck, I mean, I'm not getting paid to say this. I really do think that for me, this is the best solution in my studio right now for what I'm doing. I know a lot of people that, that are followers of mine, subscribers of mine, whatever, they're interested in it as well. So, really, I just want to say thanks for making all this great stuff and just keep it coming. Thanks for your time for going through all the products. Pleasure as always. Wish you the best for Summer NAMM, and we'll talk soon, all right? Pete here for Mix Better Now. This is Rick Naqvi from PreSonus. Catch you guys later.